we're going to install a overlay. This overlay right here is bad, and I'm going to show you what's wrong with it right here. See that it's got cracks and stuff in it. It's cracked actually around there. And what we're going to do is take this off, clean it up, and put a new overlay in. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, this thing is wet underneath, so I just take my knife, try to get under the edge of it, and usually, and this one may be an exception, sometimes these things will break off in pieces, but I hope this one doesn't, but it looks like it's going to. I'm going to pull the bulk of it off, and so if it's going to break off in pieces like that, it's going to take a little bit of work to get it cleaned up where I can put the other one back on. But so you can see I pulled that part off. Now what you can do with this is pretty much just scrape it with your thumbnail, whatever. Just be careful not to tear the buttons up. You can see how these buttons, this is more or less ink that's real thick, and I'm just gonna push it off and clean it real good, and then after we get it cleaned up, we'll start back and I'll stick the overlay on and show you. You can see that it's taking me a few minutes. I've been working. It just is going to take some time, but you got to spend the time to clean it up. And if you look right here, it is coming off slowly but surely, just a little bit at the time. And it left a little bit of that button on. I'll just pull it off. You can see the plastic of the button, and then the part that's on the bottom. You just want to take care and not damage what's under it. Just go easy. I don't scrape it with the razor blade. I just do it with my thumbnail or, you know, something soft, and just keep on cleaning. You'll get it eventually. Right. So I'm down to the very last little bit, so you can just take your thumb and just kind of roll it a little bit like that on some of it, and it takes a little bit of time. I've worked on this probably 10 minutes to get it to this point, but I'm just about done. But the other thing this will do is if the top side, if the overlay is open like that, it'll actually can damage the buttons. And I'll show you here what I'm talking about. They'll get moisture under them, and this one I think is okay, but what'll happen is you can see right here that there's like a goo under there, and it'll get moisture inside that goo, and you can see this one's kind of got a little bit of moisture inside of it. But once it gets like that, there's really not anything you can do about it. You just have to hope that it didn't damage anything, because what will happen is one side will quit, or the other side of this particular top side. The other thing you got to make sure that we talked about is, one thing you got to make sure of is, see, I can put that overlay on like this, but that's not right. If you turn it over, that's correct. The problem is, if you don't look at it before you take the old one off, how do you know which way? There's no indicator on this overlay of which side. Sometimes they'll have a little indicator of lights around, like these 3 lights. This one doesn't have it. So I'm going to finish my prep up, and then I'll show you how to stick it on. Dry, there's no moisture on it. There's nothing left on there. It's nice and clean. There's no dirt, no nothing on there. The biggest thing is dry. You don't want anything under it that will keep the overlay from sticking. And so the overlay it's going to go like that. So you can see that what I'm going to do is line this window up right here, and it's got a little 3M backing on it. So all I'm going to do is just get it ready and peel that 3M backing. Double checking, making sure that I'm not leaving anything on there as far as under the buttons. You see those have been stamped, so they'll try to stay sometime. Yeah, there we go. All right, and I'm gonna double check my top and my bottom again, and all I'm gonna do is just kind of lay it up there, get it like that, and voila, she is on there. Push my air bubbles out, make sure it's nice and tight. And that is a completed installed overlay on a hot tub. This particular one happens to be a Resort Series, but this works on any Balboa topside and some other brands as well. Done. Thank you very much.